Well, I hope this sloth of bears doesn't stay in Valmont too long. Hope's not gonna hesitate to hunt him down. And Trampfine doesn't want anyone shooting his friends. Oh, and I haven't told him you're a hunter, by the way. So I'd just avoid mentioning that if I were you. That should round out their numbers a bit. Great job. If you ever spot a watchtower in the distance with the lights on, that's probably our local fire lookout, Emily Connors, doing one of her final rounds for the season. Emily's been coming out to the reserve for many years, working as a fire lookout and doing some writing on the side. Actually, she's on her third book now. When I talked to her this morning, she told me she lost her notebook on one of her hikes. Unfortunately, she won't be able to retrace her steps for a couple of days, so I figured I might ask you for help while her tracks are fresh. That notebook means everything to her, so there'd be a nice finder's fee. She probably lost it while oogling a Roosevelt elk. She can't get enough of them. Even helped out with some research during her time here. Of course, she might have been staring at something or someone else. So, I suppose we need to do something about the black bears in Valmont. If they've been moving east from Layton Lows, then Hope may not be the only person they could come across. Have you hunted a black bear before? These migrating ones are likely younger and smaller than an adult, but that doesn't mean it'll be easy by any stretch. I think it'll go far to just harvest a single one. The hunting pressure should motivate the rest to turn back towards Layton. You'll notice that bears are really difficult to track. They'll rarely let out a call, and their senses of smell and hearing are so good that they'll probably notice you before you even catch sight of them. found a track. Now, make sure you come at it with the wind in your face. You got it. Great. That's a mighty feat. Not everyone has got what it takes to bag a black bear. Hope can rest a little easier from now on. Thanks again. So, have you gotten a challenge from Paul yet? Paul Beatty. He's the local guide and an expert hiker. Great guy. He grew up not far from here. His father is still an active hunter in the reserve. A bit of a local legend, really. I saw Paul's dad the other day, crouching in a stand as usual. He's the patient kind of hunter, that one. A thermos of coffee and a book, and he'll sit out there for hours, waiting for that big one. Moose, mostly. I mentioned your hunting interest to Paul, and he suggested you try out a stand-up in Willowpeg that's brought him some big moose in the past. I guess that's your first BD challenge, then. Oh, and if you haven't taken on moose before, make sure to stock up on a high-caliber weapon. Those animals are massive, I'm telling you. Best way to find the notebook is to backtrack along her footsteps. You're getting pretty good at tracking, so you shouldn't have a problem. There they are, her tracks. Follow them back and see if you find anything. You found it. Emily will be glad to hear her riding is safe and sound. Why don't you leave it at the tower and she'll pick it up on her next watch. Thanks a lot. That notebook means the world to her. So, has Trampfine mentioned Mr. Black yet? Yep, that's what he calls his favorite black bear. Well, apparently Mr. Black wants his picture taken, or so Trampfine tells me. He says that Mr. Black's been hanging out around Balmont Lake recently, so that'd be the first place to start looking. Yeah, don't ask me. I can't really figure Jonathan out, but I know he'll pay for it, and it'll make him happy. So if you're up for it, go ahead. Now, once you find Mr. Black, be careful. Trampfine foolishly approaches these animals as if they were kittens. But let me assure you, they're anything but.